Yeah! YouTube, what up? Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Watts, and I'm Watts, and I want to talk to y'all. I want to talk to y'all again. I want to talk to y'all about the Westside Gunn situation. Now, we all know that Westside Gunn, he got escorted out of WWE live event recently, and he spoke about it on his Instagram, and he spoke about how much money he's put into the WWE's pockets and how he was such a big fan of the WWE that he adds a lot of the WWE references, a lot of photos in his bars and stuff like that. And as a Griselda fan slash Westside Gun slash Benny the Butcher slash Conway the Machine fan, and Amani Caesar, she dope too. But it kind of makes me feel a type of way, and it makes me hurt a little bit, because this is what we mean when we say that the product is super soulless now. Because the WWE, they only care about one thing, and that's catching moments, catching viral moments, getting the likes and clicks, and they'll do anything to do that. They mentioned Malone like 80 times during that Saturday night's main event. Something happens and they're like, oh my God, can you see that Post Malone is feeling some type of way about what just now happened? Oh, Jelly Roll. They're chasing a specific demographic of people that they want to not only follow their product, but put money into their product. But the very people that they want to follow their product are not lifelong fans. These are not people who watch wrestling on a weekly basis. These are not people who live and die by WWE, WWF, WCW, AEW. Westside Gunn, he's a dedicated wrestling fan, and when I see Westside Gunn, I see myself. You know what I'm saying? I see myself. I see somebody who grew up on wrestling, grew up in the attitude era of wrestling, the ruthless aggression era of wrestling, and to see what it is now and still support it, but then on top of the fact that I'm still supporting the product, supporting the company that I grew up loving, and they don't seem to love me back. And I say that because look at the lack of representation that we've experienced and we've seen in the WWE for the longest time. And I'm not even just talking a black and white thing. I'm not even just being overly pro-black. There's Hispanics that listens to Westside Gunn. There's a lot of white people who listens to Westside Gunn. There's a lot of people who has been urbanized, black or white. And I feel like the WWE no longer tends to that demographic. Back in the day, we had Method Man coming and performing the Rock's theme music in the past. We've seen De La Soul do things with the WWE. We've seen 3-6 Mafia do things with the WWE in the past. Vince McMahon never hesitated to include the urban streets. Vince McMahon has never hesitated to add the urban streets to the WWE product. Even he that shall not be named, the Diddler, he was a part of the music aspect, the soundtrack aspect of WWE 2K, I think 2K17 or 16, one of them. But my point is, WWE and urban has always been in the same sentence. WWE and urban has always been in the same categories. And I say all of this to say that it's really hard for me not to believe that the WWE is trying to eradicate urban culture. They just want high and mighty rich folks to come to their shows. And the disconnect with that is that these people are not showing up just because they're excited about the product. It's a look. They're probably going to spend more money trying to bring that person to the WWE product than they would have spent tending to the people who has loved the product for a very long time, such as Westside Gunn. He's been trying to do merger, partnerships, and things of that magnitude with the WWE for a very long time, and they've shunned him away for the longest time. And he still was showing up to events, front row, front and center, every single time. Even when I'm watching a live event, I'm like, yo, there's Westside Gunn over there. You know what I'm saying? Same seats almost every single time. And those seats are not cheap. Those seats, for those front row seats and backstage passes possibly, you're spending at the very least $10K. And for me to be spending all of this money with your product and you're sending me cease and desist letters, and there's no way they don't know who Westside Gun is. There's no way Triple H, Ari Emanuel, Nick Khan, or whoever is running the product doesn't know who Westside Gun is. You're not that disconnected. You just don't want that type of representation. And that representation trickles down into urban culture, black culture. You know what I'm saying? Hispanic culture, minority culture, straight up, bro. And I will no longer let the WWE play on my intelligence. And this is why I'm having the fights that I'm having right now. Mentally, it's like you're Stockholmed. You want the WWE to be better. You want the WWE to push the people that look more like you. There has not been one in months. It has not been one black male face at a PLE that's not named Money in the Bank or the Royal Rumble. And there's no coincidence. You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody is afraid of what's going to happen when Trick Williams gets to the main roster. That's why everybody's so afraid of what's going to happen when Obafemi gets to the main roster. Look at what the hell is going on with Carmelo Hayes. It looks like he's just now starting to gain some sort of traction. And he wasn't even on SmackDown last week. How the fuck do you expect somebody to get over with the crowd when a feud that this person is in that's supposed to be a primary feud on SmackDown is not on there all the time? This is why the Street Profits be falling by the wayside. They were supposed to split. What the hell is going on with that now? We ain't see these guys on TV in like three weeks. Last time they was on there is when they lost. They lost to the Wyatt Six, I believe. Or some team, I don't remember. But I don't remember because I don't watch the product. I'm not as invested in the product anymore. I'm not putting my time and my money into the product anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts to say that. It hurts to feel this way. It hurts that the very thing that used to give me Soulless growing up, bro, I used to catch hell because I was a wrestling fan. Oh, you like watching guys with tights on grab each other. Oh, you're childish because you watch wrestling. And those be the same people that don't know nothing. And those are a lot of the same people that's miserable today because they wanted to grow up fast. But that's another story for another day. We could trauma bond on another day. We could talk about mental illness another day. But one thing I'm going to talk about right now is it hurts to know that the very thing that we grew up loving does not love us back. Imagine how Westside Gun might feel right now. This man grew up golden era because he's about 40 years old. So he grew up watching the Hogans, the $1 Million Mans, the Sid Vicious, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. He grew up in that era. He watched the Monday Night Wars. He was there for it all, incorporating wrestling bars into his music. And now there's a lot of people who used to watch wrestling that has come back to watch wrestling because of Westside Gun. They don't even know how many people he's brought to the product. He has his own wrestling company, Fourth Rope, that works directly with TNA. He's done theme songs for AEW. We Hurt People, the Hurt Syndicate. Yo. And then to find out that the company that you always held in high regard doesn't love you or respect you back, sending you cease and like I said, they know who Westside Gun is. They know who he is, bro. I'm getting tripped up and I'm over here just stuttering a little bit because of how mad I am, because Westside Gun is a reflection of all of us, bro. He's a reflection of all of us. It's not just we're going to kick this rapper out and we're not going to allow him to use any of our photos, any of our references, even if he does pay or even if he wants to pay, because Westside Gun is not a broke dude. Like he pays for these a lot of these samples that he puts in his songs. These are expensive ass samples, bro. This is nothing to play with. This man has his own wrestling promotion. He has his own wrestling promotion. You know how much money you gotta have to book the Hardy Boys? On a regular basis, the Hardy Boys are your tag team champions. Zilla Fatu. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these guys that's a part of his wrestling promotion that's either already in TNA or is going to go to the WWE at some point. You would think that you would respect somebody who low-key has a hand in the future of your business. But I don't know. That's just me, and that's just how I feel. And it makes me feel away, bro. I don't know. But look at the corniness. And who are we to continue watching this type of garbage at the end of the day? That's just how I feel. I don't know. I had to just talk about that real quick. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If I missed anything, please let me know. But overall, that's how I feel. But yo, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Peace.